This is the story of Saint Teresa of Avila. We remember her during the green and growing time of the church year after Pentecost. I wonder why we remember Teresa. Well, let's see. Teresa was born in the middle part of Spain in the town of Avila. She was one of 10 children. Her home was a warm and lively place. But when she was only 12 years old, her mother died and everything changed. When she was 14, her father sent her away to school, where she discovered she wanted to spend her whole life coming closer and closer to God. How was she going to do that? She decided to become a Carmelite nun at the age of 22. She entered into her new life with all her heart. But the next year, she became very, very ill. Over the next 3 years, she slowly became better, but she still could not walk. Finally, she was well enough to get out of bed, but all her life she had trouble with her health. When Teresa was about 40 years old, something remarkable happened. She was praying in her regular way when suddenly everything was changed. She felt like God was not only there, but more than ever before. She could not see him or hear God exactly, but she knew that God was there, and God was there all the time. This new awareness of God's presence filled her with strength and wonderful happiness. People could tell that she had changed. She seemed to be especially happy and sure of herself. Her poor health no longer seemed to make any difference. She was full of playful jokes and loved to visit with everyone. In those days, people traveled mainly by donkey. If they had more money, they could go by mule. And if they were especially rich, they traveled by horseback or in coaches. Teresa rode on a donkey. One day, as she was crossing a river, the saddle she was sitting on began to slip. She was praying while she rode, so she didn't notice what was happening. Suddenly, the saddle went all the way under the donkey, and Teresa landed in the water. She said, "God, why do you treat your friends like this? No wonder you have so few friends." And Teresa laughed. The people who were traveling with her wondered whom she was talking to. Teresa wrote several books to help people learn what she had discovered about God. One of them was called The Eternal Castle. She wrote that coming closer to God is like entering a huge castle made of a very clear crystal in which there are many rooms. Each room has an inner door which appears to open to the next room until you come to the center of the castle. It is so light there that all you can see is God. If you go to Spain today and visit the city of Sevilla, you can still see the book there, set like a ruby in a glass case. This book is one of the reasons that Teresa is called a doctor of the church today, like Catherine of Siena and Teresa of Lisieux. Teresa's last journey was not especially important, but it was too much for her. When she came to the city of Alba, emptying all her strength, she went to the Carmelite sisters, who gave her a small room. She died there, thanking God that she had been a true daughter of the church. We remember Teresa because she was strict, but laughed for God. Here is the crystal that glass crystal palace or castle was made of, that Teresa wrote her book about. Here's the mule that Teresa rode when she slipped off the saddle and into the water. Here's the bed that Teresa spent so much time in when she was younger. She was very, very sick and could not walk for a very long time. And here is Teresa, who loved God with all her heart, and she was very strict, but she also laughed for God. And here's the green growing time that we remember Teresa. Teresa of Avila.